In a small village near the edge of a great forest in Nigeria, there lived a woman named Amara. She was known for her sharp mind and quick wit. Amara had been married to her husband, Chinedu, for 8 years. Chinedu was a good man, but loved to play pranks on Amara, thinking it was all in fun. While Amara often laughed at his jokes, there was a time when she decided enough was enough. One sunny afternoon, Chinedu returned home from the market, full of excitement. "Amara, guess what? I bought a cow today. Isn't it wonderful?" He beamed. Amara smiled politely but felt a little uneasy. They already had 2 goats and a dozen chickens. "Chinedu, do we really need a cow?" she asked. "Oh, come on. Just imagine how much milk we'll get," Chinedu replied, imagining all the delicious meals they could make. Amara knew the truth. It would become another trouble for her to handle. "All right, but you must help take care of it," she said, crossing her arms. Days passed and Chinedu did indeed help with the cow, but he still found time to pull little pranks. One evening, he pretended to chase Amara with a snake he had found in the field. Amara screamed, thinking it was real only to find it was a stick. Chinedu laughed so hard that Amara's annoyance turned to an idea. She decided it was time to teach him a lesson. Amara planned the perfect trick. She made a fake letter and wrote that the village chief wanted to speak with Chinedu about a hidden treasure in the forest. The letter mentioned that only the bravest men could find it, and a reward awaited them. Amara carefully folded the letter and placed it in Chinedu's favorite spot. When Chinedu found the letter the next morning, his eyes lit up with excitement. "Amara, look! The chief wants me," he shouted. Amara smiled, trying not to let her laughter show. "That's great! You should go right away," she said, trying to sound encouraging. Chinedu packed some food, a small bag, and set off into the forest, full of dreams about treasure. As he walked deeper into the woods, Amara followed him silently, hiding behind trees, curious to see what would happen next. Chinedu searched high and low, calling out for the treasure. Hours passed, but he found nothing. After a while, he began to feel tired, irritated, and embarrassed. "Where could this treasure be?" he muttered to himself, kicking at the dirt. Just then, Amara decided to step out from her hiding spot. "Chinedu!" she called. He jumped, turning white as a sheet. "Amara! What are you doing here?" he stuttered. "I missed you." "I thought I would check on you," she said, trying to hide her smile. Chinedu looked frustrated. "There's no treasure. It's just a big joke," he shouted. Amara put her hand on his shoulder. "Maybe the treasure was never in the forest, Chinedu." "Maybe it was in understanding each other," she replied, laughter sparkling in her eyes. At that moment, they heard rustling in the bushes. Chinedu's heart raced. "What was that?" he whispered, looking scared. Amara glanced at the bushes, swallowing a giggle. "Maybe it's the treasure guard," she teased. Chinedu, not wanting to show his fear, decided to confront whatever it was. "I'm the bravest man you'll find." "Show yourself," he called out. As he stepped closer, a raccoon jumped out, quickly scurrying away. Chinedu sighed in relief, but Amara burst into laughter. "Not so brave now, are we?" she teased. Chinedu couldn't help but laugh too, realizing the humor in the situation. "Fine. You got me good, Amara. But now it's my turn to prank you," he said, his eyes shining with mischief. They walked home together, both of them laughing and sharing ideas about pranks, no longer in a game of tricks, but working together in joy. When they arrived at their house, they could hear the cows mooing and the goats bleating. Everything was as it should be. Later that evening, as they sat together by the fire, Chinedu said, "I think I learned my lesson today." "No more silly pranks," Amara smiled and shook her head. "I think we're a great team, but sometimes it helps to be reminded of each other's feelings." Chinedu nodded. "How about we start a new tradition? Every Friday we share one funny story from the week, no pranks allowed." Amara laughed. "I love that." "But Chinedu, that means you'll have to listen too." The nights passed, and soon they created many funny stories together, and the village often heard their laughter. They became known as the couple who could share a good story without needing any pranks at all. In the end, what Amara wanted was not just to teach Chinedu a lesson, but to strengthen their love and enjoy life together. They not only found joy in each other, but turned their small village into a happier place, where laughter echoed through the trees, reminding everyone that love flourishes in understanding, and a little humor goes a long way.